Hi there people, Chilli here from Live Listen Erased, and on this 5-minute review episode we're going to be going over the Barenaked Ladies' new album, Detour De Force. And the first track from this album is Flip, and what the fuck is this Weezer knockoff intro track? It sounds like Pork and Beans. Don't they have a signature sound after 30 years? Would have been more effective to throw a Buddy Holly riff in there as a nod, but whatever, let's move on to the next track. The next track is Good Life, and it's hard to make a song that stands out. It's harder when it's a generic title, especially if it shares the same song title as another more famous song by Kanye West. What strikes me as odd is this song even has a rap part, which isn't necessary. It's not the 90s anymore, Barenaked Ladies. I guess it alludes to their history, which lyrically they have discussed how they could have packed it in after their big hit, but instead continued and have enjoyed their life. I can't fault the lyrics, and it's nice to hear them address the elephant in the room, but the delivery was a bit hammed up. The next track is New Disaster. Oh, goody, a song about COVID. From a musician's point of view, it makes sense to write about the big issues of the time. Vietnam War, case in point. However, no one wants to hear songs about COVID when we are using the music as an escape. Times they have changed. Musicians, please don't do any songs about COVID, ever. The following track is Big Backyard. All I ever wanted was a big backyard. Okay, I can relate to this line. I think a lot of people can. The song continues in its jaunty acoustic riffs as lines upon lines come about the perfect house. The problem is, if you are not from America, it might be hard to relate to some of the lines, especially about watching the buffalo graze. Otherwise, it's a passable track. The next track is Live Well. This song has an REM ring to it while singing about the past, just like in Good Life. I guess when the member berries hit, they hit hard, and nostalgia can make for interesting songs. Shame it skipped this one. The next track is Flat Earth. I like the lyrics of this track, which talks about disbelieving the astrology, and if they wanted to be on her level, they would need to believe in a flat earth. It's nice lyrics, however, it's made irrelevant when you hear the most annoying synth organ sound looming overhead and piercing like daggers. Here Together is the next track, and this is just another contemporary acoustic track. Not even a steel drum sounding item is enough of a hook to save this song from being forgotten. Oddly enough, there is a lyric which sums up the song. Nothing lasts forever, you just say whatever, and you change the song. A creepy foresight. The next track is Roll Out, and before I listened to this album, I was thinking of a style of how the Barenaked Ladies should sound, comparing it to their 90s stuff I knew, and this song is the closest comparable track on the album. While it's cheesy with its horns and spoken "alright, here we go" intro, it's still one of the better tracks on the album. The next track is By Law. This track starts off as some smooth contemporary track with acoustic parts over drumming. What sticks out on this track is the lyrics, which talk about a worker starting work at 7 in the morning and waking up the singer, and he can do nothing because it's a bylaw. The next chorus, he mentions getting a fine because of a rolling stops turn. It sounds as if he wrote these lyrics from events in his life, and it's just not that quirky. It's boring. The next track is God Forbid. This song talks about the religious struggles and the phrase God forbid, but it sounds lackluster and fades away as quickly as you hear it. The following track is Paul Chambers, and this style starts off in a lounge bossa nova style, and that's about all I remember. It's pretty forgettable. However, it is named after the jazz musician Paul Chambers, who is worth looking up. The following track is The National Park. There is something about this track that sticks out, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. On the surface, it's another acoustic track with building string sections, but the lyrics talk about the beauty of going to the national park. It's like this song was built to be used in an advertisement about the national park. Regardless, it's one of the better tracks on the album, actually. The following track is Man-Made Lake, and it's an okay track, but once again, it's very forgettable. You probably won't remember it past listening to this track. Internal Dynamo is the closing track, and it has a trumpet section played out that is interesting, and an old-sounding recording of acoustic guitars, like it was out of a 1920s blues record. All of this is played over a synth kind of drum pattern, but it all fits until the halfway point kicks in with a loud electric guitar part, and it's actually really great. Talk about saving the best until last. This is the Barenaked Ladies' 13th album. Amazing to think that when most people think of them as a one-hit wonder with 1 week. But that isn't fair. They also had lesser success with another song called If I Had $1 Million, and wrote the theme song to The Big Bang Theory. They have also sold 15 million albums. With this album, they seem to have gone back to acoustic-only pop songs like their first album, only more mediocre and much less energy. They are really forgettable songs, to be honest. The other point I wanted to raise is, who are these songs aimed at? National Park seems to be written for the intention of being used on advertising national parks. Well, okay then, I guess. I will admit, when I started this episode, I thought I would hit a wall, but found this band very interesting, so maybe I understand why the fans enjoy them so much. Still, the highlights from this album are Roll Out, National Park, and Internal Dynamo. I give the album 4 out of 10, as it just doesn't have many memorable tracks.